Well, we talked about the beatdown of Dallas. Another beatdown we want to talk about is the Arizona Cardinals beating down the LA Rams. And after the week that the Rams had last week, you thought that they would put up more of a fight than they did. Obviously, Stafford was dealing with something this game. He didn't look normal. There were a few things that the Rams are going to have to question after this week. I want to highlight the Arizona Cardinals for a second, because we said last week that Marvin Harrison Jr. was not utilized. There were several memes and videos and all that kind of stuff going around social media of him having that one play where he's just holding his hand up and then that's it. So they've course corrected. How about pretty much the first two drives out of the game? It's deep shots to Marvin Harrison Jr. from Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray looks like he's putting on a clinic like he did back when he first started in the league.
He looks better.
I am willing to say, everybody stop what you're doing, because I'm the number one Kyler Murray critic probably on YouTube.
This is true.
He didn't get the NCAA game. That's all there is to it.
That's the only explanation.
He didn't get on the pre-order list, and they sold out. That's the only way I think that he is being as successful as he is in the NFL right now. He's put down the controller, and he's actually picked up a real football, and he's learned how to be a quarterback again. But kudos to this offensive line. Wow, they're good. And also, the maneuverability from Marvin Harrison Jr., his routes are so dynamic, so just like shifty. I mean, he is proven now that he is one of the top talents, because for a minute there, I thought Malik Neighbors was going to outshine him. And to some degree, maybe he has. But I think Marvin Harrison Jr. and Kyler Murray is the next, like maybe Tyreek Patrick Mahomes. Like it may be that deadly when the season gets to an end. My question to you, kind of similar to the Vikings, do you think this is sustainable for the rest of the season, or do you think that Kyler Murray is going to do Kyler Murray things and screw it all up for everybody?
I think it's sustainable. I don't think blowing people out is sustainable. I don't know if they're a playoff threat. Remember, I told you this preseason, I think I had them over. I think you had them under. I said they were going to be frisky. You might have had them over. I think you had them under because you were still on the anti-Kyler Murray train. But I was like, they're going to be a frisky team, win more than they should be in games. The biggest surprise of last year to me was that Gannon turned out to be a good head coach.
Yeah.
And we see it again now. Not mainly because of what you just said, Marvin Harrison. Week 1, he was irrelevant. And you can't draft a guy 3rd overall and him be irrelevant. And it was obvious after that game. Well, I know Gannon's a defensive guy. I know he's a head coach. He's not calling plays, but he's calling the shots. And he said, hey, we're going to make a conscious effort to give Marvin Harrison the football. Draw up plays, draw up schemes, get Marv the football. And it worked. He got it 4 times for 130 yards and 2 of them were touchdowns. That's good coaching. This team plays really hard. They love their coach. They believe in each other. This has the feel of one of those good rebuild teams. Teams that rebuild and you have a bunch of youth. It's like most of the guys on the team don't know that they're supposed to be bad. Like it's like they don't realize they're supposed to lose half their game or more than half their games because they're the Cardinals. And by the way, they're so fun to watch, right? Who's more fun to watch right now than the Arizona offense?
Nobody. I mean, nobody. I was going to say the Bills, but I actually prefer the big shots downfield and everything like that Kyler Murray was taking today.
The fact that Kyler can run and evade and throw the deep bombs, like if he can play consistently, he's a great quarterback. He really is. It's just,
and that's a lot for me to say and agree with because I have been notorious that, and
he hasn't done anything to earn your trust. Yeah,
rightfully so. It's not that I'm just making this up and I'm a Kyler Murray hater. I hope he succeeds, and as of now, he's doing great. They did blow the lead last week against the Bills, and I think that's a testament to the Bills being a really well-coached team.
But the fact that they were in that game was impressive. I mean, they took the fight to them.
And also week 1, you get the jitters. You don't know how to use, Marv the best way possible. They reevaluated. They readjusted. They seem to have fixed it in week 2 against the Rams. And also, the defense really stepped up, only allowing 10 points to the Rams. The offense doubled pretty much. The Cardinals doubled the Rams' offensive production. That's crazy. I mean, just when you look at the game last week against Detroit, man, like you just thought that the Rams were a dogfight of a team. And today they played, and it looked like JV football.
Well, this is why I kind of want to just hedge my bet a little bit. I would tell Arizona, let's not get too excited, too carried away with this win, because the Rams are really the Rams aren't this bad. It's injuries.
I mean, Cooper Kupp also got injured today too, I believe, right?
So
that's not good.
Right. Puka Nakua's out. Yeah, I think he's on the IR. They lost like 3 or 4 of their offensive linemen last week. I think they lost some pieces on defense. They've got
Stafford was not looking good. He had a couple things going on.
Didn't look fantastic. He got sacked 5 times. They couldn't run the football at all. Like the run game was, not possible. So then they had to just throw it every play. This is a Rams team that when healthy is good, but clearly they don't have the depth offensively, particularly on the offensive line. Now, you're not expecting to lose 3 or 4 offensive line starters after week 1. That's a bad break. I hate it, but that's why I would temper expectations for Arizona. It's not like we beat the Rams 100%. At full force. They're coming off a hard-fought overtime game, and they've lost a ton of players. It's bad for the Rams, though. I think even if everybody gets healthy, they might be too far gone before they can turn it around.
It's bad for the Rams, but also, and we do have to temper expectations for the Cardinals. Like, they're not going to do this every week. But what you can say is what they put on the field today and the type of offensive production they had, if they could even, come up with 3/4 of that throughout the season, they're probably going to win most games. And let's be clear, they have a pretty tough gauntlet coming up. They get the Lions next week, oddly enough. And then they have the Commanders, maybe an easy win for them. But then you got San Francisco and Green Bay. I know Green Bay has Malik Willis, but who knows when Jordan Love will be back? Maybe he'll be back by week 6. We don't know. The 49ers is really going to be that game where when they play Arizona, I'm going to see what Arizona's truly made of. I think it's going to take till then for me to fully form my entire opinion on this team.
I agree with you, but I think we'll learn a lot too next week with Detroit, because it's not like Detroit has looked amazing. Let's see if they can take the fight to them, because they might.